There were 6 of them. No, 7, Martha realised. She was just able to make out the 7th man in the gloom behind the others. The passage was too narrow for them to stand more than 3 abreast, and the lighting strips set into the low ceiling were only putting out a weak, flickering luminescence. The men were armed with an assortment of crude weapons, metal bars, strips of metal sharpened into ragged-looking knives. One of them, Martha noticed, was brandishing a large spanner as if he had raided a toolbox before joining the others. "Let her go," one of them said. He was tall and powerfully built, his hair cropped short. He wore a plain grey coverall that had been patched in a couple of places. From what Martha could make out in the poor light, the others in the group were equally well built and wore similar coveralls, each bearing their own pattern of stains and repairs. The man behind Martha said nothing, but took a step back. The painful way he held Martha's arms twisted up into the middle of her back meant that she had no choice but to take a step back too. On the floor between Martha and the armed men, the doctor eased himself up off his knees. As he straightened, he gingerly pressed his hand against the base of his skull. "Well, now that was unexpected," he said. He had been standing with his back to Martha, facing the armed men who had come pounding along the corridor, shouting for someone called Breed not to move. The only other person in the corridor was the lone, unarmed figure who had half run, half stumbled into them a moment or two earlier. This, Martha assumed, must be Breed. Seeing the weapons in their hands, the doctor had stepped forward, smiling. He'd spread his arms and his long coat formed a curtain between the armed group and their quarry. "Hello, I'm the doctor. Maybe I could—" That was when Breed had hit him. A single punch, hard, at the base of his skull. Martha didn't need her medical training to know that that punch could cause some serious damage. The doctor had dropped like a puppet whose strings had been cut.